Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energies for March 2021 for life path number 4. Before I get into the reading, I just want to mention that this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so 4s. In March, we have an 8 universal cycle. And so we may see themes surface around business, power, responsibility, money and resources, as well as karma. So this is going to be a cycle where what you choose to sow will ultimately be what you reap. So be very aware at this time of where and what you choose to invest your time, your energy, and your resources into. Make sure that they feel somewhat aligned for you and that you're not committing to something out of being influenced or manipulated by another. This needs to be, those things that you commit to this month need to be things that you feel some spark with, some call for, and it's not being done purely out of obligation or manipulation, okay? This is a great time for business ventures, including looking for and obtaining work. So if that's been something that's on your radar, this is a great time for that to manifest. 8 rules the material plane. So this can be a time of recognition, rewards, additional sales or an increase in sales. That can include selling property, selling your house, whatever the case may be, as well as additional responsibility and pressure. And what I mean by that is if you get a promotion at work, which is very 8 energy, if you get a promotion at work, with that promotion is going to bring extra, additional responsibility and pressure. And so just make sure that you have the tools in place to be able to manage any additional responsibility that may come up for you and any additional pressure. You want to make sure that you have time and space for self-care so that you don't become overwhelmed or overworked. This can be a time of doors opening and people in power helping if you ask. You may also be the one in power who has an opportunity to help someone who comes to you. So if you have that opportunity, do so graciously. This can be a time where you seek out an expert or others see you as the expert and seek out your guidance. So again, if you have the capability of sharing that wisdom, then do so. If you are someone who believes in karma, this can definitely be a time of karmic debts coming due or for those debts to be paid off. So you may find new relationships may enter your life at this time where the two of you have some past karma to be cleared. If a debt has been paid, you've already worked through that karma and now the debt it's time for it to be paid, you may see that materialize within the physical in some way, such as an inheritance or a legacy of some kind. This can be a great cycle for reclaiming your own power back from those who have taken your power in some way or where you have given your power away, for instance, with addictions or something of that nature. This is a wonderful cycle for reclaiming that which is energetically yours and releasing the stories which were never yours to carry in the first place. So 8 energy is very, very powerful, and it often asks us to pull from our inner reserves, pull from our inner strength to be able to move through the energy, but the rewards of this cycle are so great that it'll be worth every moment. So I pulled a overall message for you all with an animal spirit card, and I'm also a 4, we got Spider Spirit. And Spider says, make your dreams real. Make your dreams real. And I love that because sometimes, especially with 4s, we get the insights, we get the downloads and the inspiration. But for us, that's sometimes the easy part. And sometimes the hard part is bringing that to fruition, like bringing that into the physical. And sometimes it's easy to give up on those dreams, those ideas, those inspirations because the hurdles seem too great. But 4 energy is all about persistence and beating, the odds and just persevering and really being reliable in that way, that very practical way of putting our minds to something and achieving that goal. And so, especially if it's something that calls to us, if it's something that we're doing out of obligation, of course, we'll lose steam over that. And that's not sustainable. But if it's something that's our dream, that is our desire, that is something that's come to us, that's a seed that we have been asked to plant, then we're going to overcome any obstacle we're faced with, no matter how challenging. And I think sometimes that can be discouraging and disheartening for anyone, including a 4. But I think this is just a reminder for us, Fighter's message, to say, make your dreams real. It's a message to not give up. Even if we don't know the full story yet, even if we don't know how we're going to make it happen, even if we know our soul wants it to happen, and ultimately we know it will happen, but we don't know how it's going to happen, that's where we need to lean into this partnership with the universe, with our soul, with our higher consciousness, and understand that if we do our part, if we weave our web, then the steps will unfold. Then the universe will do its part and send the nutrients to us, right? Like I'm thinking of a spider who's just weaved a web, and it's done its part. It's put in the effort, and now it's waiting for its meal to come to it, right? It's waiting to draw into it and attract those things that it's set forth to attract. And so I feel like for us 4s, it's like if that big idea, that big vision, that big goal surfaces for you at this time, that big dream, this 8 cycle is the perfect soil to plant that seed, to get started. Even if this mountain feels insurmountable and you don't possibly have a clue how you're going to summit it. The message is make your dreams real. Weave the web, work in the partnership of, with the universe, with source, and do your part, continue to show up, put in the effort, and allow those things to come to you after you've put forth that effort. So it's just really a message to not give up. If it's something that speaks to you, that calls to you, that feels, if you can feel it in your bones, then it's meant to happen. We don't need to know the why or the how. We just need to know that we need to show up and put in the effort and allow the universe to do its part as well. So I love this message. So as I look at the energies for March, I've broken March down into 4 weeks just to make it manageable. Of course, energy is fluid, so it can come in a variety of ways. But the first week of March, I see this energy of, again, sort of this new communication, new inspiration, new idea coming into play. And I almost feel like it feels so big that it may throw you off balance. Okay, like, again, 4s are usually pretty good about being very organized, being very practical, being very methodical in our steps, right? Like the information comes in and we're on it. We're creating a plan. We're, getting organized. We're deciding how we're going to tackle it. And, we're, again, very methodical in those steps. I feel like, though, that this idea may be so big that it brings up feelings of unworthiness or discomfort in starting to believe like you don't have what it takes to make this happen. It just feels too big for you. And it knocks you off balance. And the message is, going back to spider spirit, make your dreams real. So this idea, this seed, it's come to you for a very specific reason. It's come into your awareness at this time because guess what? You are ready. You are prepared to move forward with it, even if you don't know how, even if it feels insurmountable and larger than life. It came to you for a reason. So if this idea comes in for you, this inspiration, then you're being asked to start, to put in the effort, to take the first step, to not become overwhelmed by the bigger picture. Because again, this is 8 energy. This is powerful, powerful energy this month. this March 8 energy is this cycle is so powerful. And so that's why I feel like whatever this inspiration is, this idea, it's going to feel bigger than what you can manage. And it's going to, like I said, throw you off balance a little bit. But the key is to remember you're not being asked to complete whatever this is. You're simply being asked to start. So if this could even be like you deciding to get pregnant or finding out that you're pregnant, but you weren't expecting to or wanting to at this stage in your life. And it can feel like a very big, larger than life thing to undertake. But if it feels aligned, then all you're being asked to do is to start the process, right? So again, if it knocks you off balance, whatever this information is, whatever this new communication is, or this new idea, let it knock you off balance at first. You'll find your way back. But just whatever it is, just get started. Just explore the options. Explore the opportunity. Because you'll find your balance again. And when you do, you'll be well on your way to bringing this into the physical, bringing this into reality, creating that dream and making it something real, right? Taking the idea and creating something in the physical, even if it feels larger than life. And it may take time, it might take years, it might take months, but again, if it's your soul's calling, you'll find a way. Then we move into the second week of March. And it's interesting because now I kind of see this energy of like being really in your mind, really caught up in your thoughts. And that being sort of detrimental in a way. Like, again, allowing that self-doubt, those self-defeating thought processes to take over and control. And I'm just being shown like sort of turning the light on, when you're a child and you're afraid of the dark, and you turn the light on and all of those monsters disappear that you thought were in your room, right? It's like you saw, I don't know, something on your counter that looked like a monster, and you turned on the light and it was just a nightshade or your lamp or something like that. It's kind of that energy. It's like you're really caught up in your mind at this point, really feeling overwhelmed, really in your thoughts, allowing those self-defeating thoughts, those lower vibrations to sort of control and dictate to you what you're capable of. And really, it's just a matter of turning on the light, right? Of looking at what you're actually facing, looking at where you're standing in the moment, and understanding that in this moment, you've got this. And if you feel like you don't, then you have access to resources that can help you or remind you of your power. So again, I feel like this is going to be an opportunity for you to reclaim your power, but almost like reclaiming your power from yourself, like reminding yourself of what you're capable of, what your soul believes you to be capable of. And, a lot of times that's working through those self-defeating thought processes to get there. And that takes effort. But it's kind of like, where can you shed some light on those thoughts or those mindsets that are keeping you small and not allowing you to step out in all of your glory? Because this 8 energy is powerful in that way as well. It's going to ask you to stand up and stand out. It's going to ask you to be authentic and be you and claim those dreams that you want to bring into reality and find a way to make it happen. And you can't necessarily do that if you're allowing yourself to stay small, because the thought of allowing yourself to expand is just too terrifying. So again, this is just going to be an opportunity for you to shed some light on those self-defeating thought processes and to figure out how to find your joy and contentment through that as you move along this journey. Okay? Don't let your mind control you, right? Be in control of your thoughts, because they're just thoughts. They haven't come to fruition. They're not physical yet, right? Sometimes the physical is easier to overcome, but face whatever it is that you're being asked to face and look at the reality of it. Look at the actual situation and where you find yourself, because that's where you're going to find the tools and the resources to help you overcome it. Okay? Then we move into the third week of March, and it's interesting because I'm seeing like almost like very polarizing energies. It's like on one extreme you have like celebration and joy and giddiness and just love of life and just feeling really happy and supported and joyful. And then on the other extreme you have heartbreak and anguish and devastation and just feeling very solemn and just feeling devastated. So it's like, I don't necessarily see one or the other coming in this week. It's almost like both energies are there, but it's almost like more of a reminder that we need to recognize, again, not to sound cliche, but that the bad times won't last forever. And the good times are those are the times that give us the reserves and the motivation to persevere through those times that are more difficult. Life is both extremes, and finding your balance between the two and really immersing yourself in the joy and the happiness when it surfaces and when an experience occurs that allows you to really embody that joy, and finding that joy from within in whatever way that you can. But then also recognizing the beauty in the sorrow, in the defeat, in the devastation, in the loss. There is beauty in that because, again, it allows you to appreciate that all that you have to do to move beyond it, to feel it and heal it and move beyond it, so that you can get back to that state of happiness, of joy, of sublime love, whatever the case may be. But it's almost like an opportunity this week to be reminded that even in the bad times, there's good in that. This is a human experience where we are meant to feel it all. We are meant to experience it all of the emotions, all of the ups and the downs. And we're meant to find the wisdom in those experiences. And so I don't necessarily know, because this is a general reading, how this will show up for you, if it'll even show up for you. But it is this call to remember that no matter where you find yourself this week, whether it's immersed in the devastation or the sorrow, or immersed in the joy and the gratitude and the, elation, to find beauty in either, because they serve a purpose. They both serve a purpose in your soul's growth, in your soul's journey, in what we came here to experience. So this feels more abstract, but it also feels like an opportunity to just remember that on this journey of making your dreams real, there's going to be high highs and there's going to be low lows. And you need to experience the extremes of both to be able to find your balance, to find what works for you. Okay? It's all a part of the training of this classroom of life. Instead of sort of villainizing the low times, really just allow yourself to feel it. That feeling it is healing it. And so again, there's wisdom to be unlocked in every experience, good and bad. Then we move into the fourth week. And it's interesting because I'm seeing like this coming together, like a joining of forces. A offer is made and an answer is given, and there's reciprocation. There's an exchange of energy here. This can be, again, like you get an offer for a promotion and you accept, or you are selling your land and you get an offer that works and you accept it. It can be anything, but it's really like this coming together. It can include some kind of healing if that comes into play. So it could be like healing a relationship of some sort, energetically healing a relationship. So again, if this is an opportunity for you to reclaim your power over someone who maybe did something to you in the past that out of control or manipulation took your power from you, and you're still energetically bound to that person, this can be an opportunity to start that healing process where you're energetically releasing them. You're feeling whatever you need to feel, you're healing it, you're moving through it, and you're energetically releasing them and their stories. And you're no longer carrying that with you. And so it could be something along those lines. For some of you, it can be, I don't want to say that every relationship that starts this month is going to be karmic, but in line with that 8 energy, this could be a relationship coming in for you, and it could be karmic. It could be just something where, and karma isn't a bad thing. And again, whether you believe in karma or not, it's simply a contract that your soul and another soul chose to have in this lifetime, where lessons could be learned, soul growth could occur, and you have a chance to elevate your consciousness through this relationship. And so that's really what I mean when I talk about karma, is like this opportunity to close out a contract that your soul and another soul had prior to coming here, that will ultimately allow for both of your souls to grow, right? Your ego and your physical body, as well as your soul, to expand and grow and continue on in wisdom. So there could be that coming in for some of you as far as a relationship or something like that. And, it feels like a soulmate energy. And then I'm also getting the energy around patience at this time. So it's kind of like whatever this is that's starting, it could be like you are starting a contract with somebody that will help you to bring your dreams into fruition. But there needs to be patience in the process, okay? It's not going to all sort of materialize at the signing of the contract, right? Like there needs to be patience. There needs to be that methodical movement forward. But I do feel like this is the start of that. This is the coming together. And then through that coming together, you just have to remember to pack your patience, to be patient when things seem like they should be going faster, or they're not happening on your timeline. This is going to be a call to remember the divine timeline, right? There is definitely something to be said about divine timing. And more times than not, I would say every time, our soul, the universe, source, what have you, knows better. They know best of what we're ready for, what we're capable of in this moment, and what we need to be able to accomplish this goal that our soul set forth before coming here. So again, patience is going to be key. And I know that for 4s, patience is one of our shadow sides, right? It's something that we struggle with as 4s. It's one thing where we get the majority of our lessons in this lifetime is around patience. And you will see that surface, I believe, at this time, where again, it's like things look like they're falling into place, but then maybe something happens and you're being asked to have patience. So for a 4, patience is definitely one of the core aspects of our lessons to be learned, our journey. We're meant to master that in this lifetime. So I anticipate that we will see something come up around this time around patience. But just know that, whatever is meant to be yours is coming, and it will be yours. But it will be yours in divine timing, right? We just need to put in the effort and make our dreams real through our efforts and getting started. Okay, so I hope that I articulated that in a way that makes sense, but I feel like for 4s, this is going to be a really powerful month. This is going to be a time of recognizing your worth and what you're capable of, and not letting your thoughts dictate to you what you're capable of or what you should or shouldn't do, and recognizing the highs and the lows and the beauty in both, and then having that patience. Okay? So I hope that March is beautiful for you all. I'm right here with you. Like I said, I'm also a Life Path 4, so I'm sure I will be feeling this as well. So take care, everyone. I will be back again soon. Bye for now.